Hey guys, Shinylocke here. Hope you guys had a good June. Today I'm going to be going through all the manga that I bought and read throughout the month, so let's get started. Earlier in June, like a few weeks ago, Books A Million had like a buy two get one free sale, so that's what all of the volumes in this haul are going to be. I got 6 total, so I got 2 free volumes, which was nice. So let's just go through them now. First off, I got volumes 1 and 2 of Kaiju No. 8. You will hear a little bit more about this later, but I just heard a lot of good things about it. So when I saw it and I saw that like there was the sale, I was like, okay, now's the time to pick this up, because I've been eyeing this for like a month or 2. I've been eyeing this for a while. Basically ever since volume 1 came out, I've been eyeing it. So finally picked this up and gave it a chance, so I'm happy about that. Next, I got Fire Punch Volume 1. This is the only one they had. If they had more, I probably would have gotten more. But I love Fire Punch. I love Fujimoto. I said this already, but Fire Punch, really good. I want to collect the entire series because it was a really good read. Next, we got One Piece Volume 96. I don't know if I want to collect this whole series, but this volume specifically, it's the Odin flashback, so like, I had to pick this up eventually. It's just such a great volume. I probably will only pick up like a few select volumes, but this one was just such a good buy. I love the Odin flashback. It's such a great part of Wano. Next we got My Hero Academia Volume 11. Again, another series I don't know if I want to collect the whole thing of, but this volume specifically, it's just a great volume of stuff I love in it, and I wanted to have some of it physically. It's the end of the Camino Ward arc, which is a great arc if you guys have read it, but it just has a lot of great moments, and I love this cover. This cover is really good, so I just decided to pick this up when I saw it. Then lastly, I got Watercolor Volume 6. This was one I've been debating for like the month since it came out, because I didn't know which version I wanted to get. I might still go out and get a few more of the other versions just because I like the Kinokuniya cover, and I like the Barnes & Noble cover too. But this is the one I got just because I wanted to read it already. So, good pickup, good manga. I love this volume. It was very sad. So that's it for all the stuff I bought in June. It was pretty quick because I didn't really get a lot this month, but now we're going to go through all the stuff I read, which should probably go a bit slower. First up, as I said earlier, I said I'd talk more about this, but I got the first 2 volumes of Kaiju No. 8, and this series was honestly a very welcome surprise. I was not really expecting much from this series. I'd heard good things, but I didn't really hear enough to where I was expecting a lot. But it was like really fucking good. It was like so good. I was like so surprised. I was just hooked, read both volumes one sitting, and then I'm probably going to read the rest online just because I loved this, and I might start reading it weekly just because it was so good, and I can't wait for the volumes to come out, honestly. So I'll probably do that. I'll still pick these up as they come out just because I love them. I love these covers. These covers are great. Both of them are great. They look great on the shelf too. I love the way the spines look. I love those, but like this is such a great series. The plot is like pretty interesting. It's about like kaijus, and then this guy he works up in like the group that like cleans up after kaijus make these huge mess, and then a kaiju accidentally swallows into his mouth. A kaiju accidentally flies into his mouth, a small one, but then he gets the ability to turn into a kaiju, but obviously he can't use that freely. But then he goes and joins the like Kaiju Defense Force where his friend works, and like it's about him like trying to make it in. And it's a really interesting manga. If that sounds interesting, I definitely recommend giving it a shot because this was such a great read. Next, I have the next things I read are Wotakoi Volume 5 and 6. These were both great volumes. I'm really sad to see this end, but I loved the ending. I loved everything leading up to it. It was just such a great read. I love the stuff with Narmi, Nifiji, Kapakura, all those relationships. It was just so great. I loved finally seeing a certain hair get together. I was about to lose it if it took any longer. And then the ending was great. And then there were some notes from Fujita at the end that were also really interesting to read. And it was just a really nice read. I definitely recommend this series now that it's over and I finished it. I definitely recommend this series to anyone who's interested. It's such a great series. I cannot recommend it enough, really. Next, I read the first volume of Zom 100. This was a really good first volume. I'm probably going to pick up more of this just because I love the first volume. It's really funny. I love the main character. I think his situation is funny. I like the humor in this series. If you don't know, it's about like this guy, he hates his job, and then a zombie apocalypse starts, and then he's all happy because he doesn't have to go to work anymore. I think it's a really funny series. I'm definitely going to pick up more of this, as I said, just because, and you'll probably see more of that in next month's reading. But like, it was really funny. The art's pretty good. It's got some likable characters, and it's just really nice. Next, I got the Death Note short stories. I read it. I read all the stuff. I skimmed through most of the like 4-panel comics. Because I wasn't really too interested in those. The main thing I loved in this, though, was the one-shot about, forgetting his name, but this one-shot, I was very surprised by how good it was. I wasn't expecting too much from it because it was only a one-shot, but it was actually really entertaining and interesting. I thought, like, seeing him, like, try to sell the Death Note and all the things that came from that were really cool, and, like, also some stuff at the end that I won't spoil were also really interesting. It was just such a great, if you love Death Note, you'll love this. Definitely pick it up if you love Death Note. It's basically just more Death Note, and that's great for Death Note fans. I also read like the other one-shots in like the pilot chapter. Pilot chapter I thought was the worst part of this, but like, it's the pilot chapter, so it was first, so it's okay. But yeah, really great volume. Definitely pick it up if you're interested. And lastly, the last volume we have is Volume 4 of Blue Flag. This is a really good volume. I liked it about just as much as I liked all the other volumes. I really need to finish this series and get the last 4 volumes so I can just blast through them, because I keep putting this series on hold and I need to stop, because it's really interesting so far. I'm very excited to see where this goes next. I've heard some not great things about the ending, but I'll see for myself when I get to it. But just really good series. It's like a romance, and I love romance, so perfect for me. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this volume. It was just really enjoyable, but I do want to start prioritizing the series a little bit more because it's been on the back burner for way too long. Lastly, the last thing I read is 20th Century Boys by Naoki Urasawa. I don't have any like physical volumes of yet. I read it all online, but I read it the whole way through, and boy did I love it. I thought it was really well done. I thought the mystery aspect was amazing, and it just kept me hooked the whole way through. I think from like in a 3-day period I read like 150 chapters just because I was so hooked with it. It was just incredibly gripping, and all the characters were like, their motives were understandable, they all were great, they were all enjoyable, and just Friend is one of like my new favorite antagonists, because it was just like the mystery of who Friend is was so great the entire time, and when it's finally revealed, it was one of when it was finally revealed, my mouth was wide open, just in shock. All the reveals and everything are really well done. It's just a great, like, mystery story. It has definitely entered my, like, top 5 favorite manga. I don't know which one it's replacing, but I need to figure that out. But it's so good. I cannot recommend this series enough. It's so good. It's just been on my mind every day since I've finished it, really. And I want to collect every single volume and display the volume of Friend, get all the connecting spines and stuff, and then the one with Friend. I want to collect the single of like volume 22 or something that has the one with Friend where he's like, and like holding the world. great volume cover. Also, Urasawa has great art. His art style is very unique, and that's, like, I've seen his art style in, like, screenshots of other stuff, but, like, it's one of those art styles where you can just tell it's him, really. It doesn't really look like anything else. And it's just, 20th Century Boys is a great series. Please go read it. Lastly, I read Tatsuki Fujimoto's new one-shot that was released, I believe, 2 days ago at the time of this. It was called Just Listen to the Song, and I actually really enjoyed it. That maybe just because I'm a huge Fujimoto fanboy, but I thought it was actually really nice and well written, and I know a lot of people were disappointed by it, but I think that's because they were expecting another Goodbye Eri or another Look Back, which I think that's not really what it was trying to be. So I think it was trying to just be like a satire of like people overanalyzing stuff, and I thought it did a really good job of that. It's really short, so if you have like a spare 2 minutes, go read it. It's just really fun. Really great one shot from Fujimoto once again. And I can't wait for Chainsaw Man Part 2, because that's the next thing he's gonna do. I will be making a video about that the day it comes out, really. So, good one shot, Fujimoto. But yeah, that's about all I bought and read in June. There are a few series that I've been reading weekly, but I don't feel like saying anything about them just because it's been like 2 chapters and I don't really have a lot to say about them. But if you guys have any questions about how I feel about those series, let me know. But that's really gonna do it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and everything. Leave comments about stuff you think I should do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.